Jim. All right, trade of the day. Let's look at Bitcoin. I want to trade the breakout if and when it comes. I'm obviously already still long on my swing trade. That position's been mentioned over the weekend. You can see that. But the next easy, in air quotes, easy trade I see is trading the momentum from the 2021 all-time high, or to the 2021 all-time high, from 67.7. There's a couple levels in between. There's the old wick here that we have failed once, twice, three times. You'll check it here, right? So very obvious resistance that we've rejected. So below that, we can very easily roll over. Getting long here makes no sense. Getting long right above that makes all the sense in the world. So that's why you have your levels. So on a low time frame, a flip of that level leads to a move into there. Below here, it can go down 65 and then go up, or it can go down further. It can go one of those two ways. If it does drop back, that's the area I would also look to long if it drops back. So, but for longs, and I'm only looking at longs, I'm only interested if it goes higher. And so that would be, for me, get into a lower time frame, and I want to see a low time frame flip of this level. So what would that look like? Well, when you come into a key level, you want to see price holding and building value at an area where it hasn't been able to in the past. So you'll notice we've barely been able to hold above this level for any significant amount of time. Rejected again off it this morning, and now it's moving back up. So very simply, what I want to see first is it's probably going to, and I'm going to get rid of these, get rid of those. It's probably going to begin a downtrend initially, right? And I think it actually drops down first and probably into this and then down again. And I think then when it flips that, that's when you want to look at it. So I'll drag this over here, and that'll be how I play it. I think it's probably going to test this trend line one more time and form it, sell off again to wherever our local support is. Flip outside of that. This is my early sign. So that could also, by the way, that can also happen here. It might just come straight up and do it. But whenever it breaks this downtrend line, that's a sign for me that there's a bit of strength showing. Now, I don't trade trend lines. I don't get long because of that. But seeing that tells me that the downtrend, which was moving currently in this direction, is starting to weaken, right? Because it's downtrend and then it's starting to move like that. And then it flips above, shows some strength, turns that level from resistance into support, getting long in this zone, and of course on a confirmed breakout, and then riding momentum into 69. And the idea is very simple. Your invalidation should be this level. So the idea is to let it come back, let it test, let it show break of structure, let it show strength. So you can get long and put your stop below there and put your target up here so that you get a decent risk reward, and most importantly, your stop loss goes where price shouldn't go, which means it should flip that level. Okay? And for me, that's that 67,232, right? That's the old level from over here. And that's how I'm going to play it initially. In terms of volume profile or any volume levels, out of this consolidation that we're in, I don't see too much of interest. If you look at everything that occurred up here, this is more like your levels for later on, right? So a lot of volume distributed up at this level here, right where we are. So price can easily drop back from there. Again, getting above that again and going up to here. That's showing when it's really starting to break out. So in the volume lessons, which I already have, and I'm going to do a new volume lesson, you'll understand, and go check this out. Check the VWAP lesson as well, where I talk about normal distributions, and also the volume lessons. In a distribution, you're looking at the value area, that's the shaded area. That's where the majority, roughly 70%, 68%, of all the volume is traded. As a profile trader, when it breaks and accepts above the value area, that's a sign of price going to go into a new zone. The point of control is good, that's important. But Bitcoin can get above the point of control, go all the way up to 67.2 and still be in the value area and still reject and go all the way down to the value area low. But if you look at this value area that's been built, Look at how it respects the value area low. Look at how it respects the value area high. There's the value area high, right? There's your two levels that it cannot stay above, and so far it will not go below. So what you're looking at is you're looking at a volume distribution building nicely, and whichever way this cluster breaks will offer good trades. So if it breaks to the downside, you lose that level and it fails a retest, well, you're looking at a quick move down into support, and you could actually get a nice short trade in there. And similarly, if it comes up and out of this area here, I'm looking at that long. So there's the trades. I expect the long, I expect it to go higher, but I'm fully prepared for it to go down as well, and we'll trade the short if it comes. But I would not start shorting, and this is where people get it wrong, is like it starts to fall down here and they start shorting at 65.5 or 66.5 or 66.2 or whatever. You're shorting in the middle of nowhere, and you're shorting a strong Bitcoin. Don't forget that when you zoom out, right, Bitcoin on every time frame is bullish. Remember what Professor Ayush said last night? Don't short above the 50-week moving average. There we are. Don't short above the 50-week. So that's obviously a higher time frame thing. Doesn't mean you can't have scalp shorts or day trades. But when something's in such a strong uptrend, why would you be shorting it? You only get these brief periods each cycle where it does trend above these levels. So why be looking to get aggressively short or taking massive bearish positions whenever the market's telling you opposite? So that's the low time frame plan, GM.